KWTX News 10.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Collier. A potential exposure of HIV in the McLennan County Jail has inmates worried about their health going forward. News 10's Jessica Rajkumar spoke with attorneys representing 2 inmates about their concerns.
Attorney Mike Dixon, who is representing the county, told us on Tuesday that this all began when a nurse used a needle and vial on a patient who had HIV. He explained that the needle was not replaced and that contaminated a second vial that was used for other patients. McLennan County Sheriff Major David Ives told us that they cannot confirm or deny this is how the exposure happened, as they're still investigating. Waco attorney Mike Dixon said the nurse was giving insulin to about a dozen county jail inmates with diabetes, including 1 inmate with diabetes who is also HIV positive. McLennan County Major David Ives confirmed that the nurse is no longer employed with the county as of Tuesday, but they are not releasing her name yet. Dixon says that the county has taken steps to treat inmates who may have been affected with post-exposure medication. Ives says since this is a medical matter, details are limited, but they have initiated their own internal review on top of the investigation. Waco attorneys Christopher King and Robert Callahan are representing 2 inmates in the jail, Edward Cortez and Rogelio Rodriguez, who say they have been exposed to the HIV virus while getting medical treatment.
Obviously a sense of loss, a sense of pain, but overshadowing all of that is confusion. There have been no answers. There's so much that isn't known, and they're just desperately seeking answers, as they're of course also very fearful for what could develop from here.
The Texas Association of Counties saw our coverage and reached out to McLennan County to represent them during this matter. The attorney, Tom Brandt, says he has nothing to add at this time. Major Ives says they will update us the more they know. In studio, Jessica Rajkumar, KWTX News 10.